bent over lateral raise. So just by orienting ourselves in that bent over, that hinge position, we can take the load when we do a lateral raise, and we can take it from the lateral deltoid and we can put it on our posterior deltoid. So oftentimes we'll pair a lateral with a bent over, or maybe we just do a bent over by itself if we're trying to bias the back half of that deltoid. So really common pattern that we'll see is people keeping their arms locked out. So when they're here and they come up, they just end up squeezing their shoulder blades together. So it becomes a little bit more of a rhomboid movement versus that posterior deltoid. So it's kind of helpful to think about where the muscle originates, where it inserts, meaning where it runs out on the body, and then what its line of action is, or what's the best way to facilitate contraction. So that muscle is designed to bring my elbow back, and it can actually create a little bit of a rotation as well. So with that being said, when I do my bent over lateral raise, if my elbow is not coming past my torso, more than likely I'm not getting a ton of the posterior delt. So when you do your lateral raise and you go into that hinge position, we want to hinge forward, right? So my low back is in neutral, I'm not overarching my back. And I start with my palms facing me, and I have my elbows slightly bent. Now when I come to that top position, I'm trying to get my elbow past my torso. My elbow is still bent a little bit. I'll give you a forward-facing view in just a second. But I want to add just a little bit of the rotation to get that posterior delt a little bit more. So as I come up, elbows slightly bent, elbows past my torso, and I'm going to rotate my hands just a little bit at the top. And where you should be feeling this is the muscle literally right along the back half of your shoulder here. So if you really feel it between your shoulder blades and not on that back piece right here, you want to kind of check your technique, use a mirror, see if you're locking your elbows out too much, and see if you're getting too much shoulder blade motion. Because if you're really driving the motion in the shoulder blade, you're probably not going to feel it on the back half of that shoulder joint.